Welcome to the 8th grade Math Homework Helper Series. Tonight's homework is V3, Volume of Spheres. We'll start by taking a look at question 1C. You're asked, what is the volume of these spheres? Give your answer rounded to the nearest hundredths and in exact form. And our formula is V equals 4/3 pi r to the third power. If you take a look at the diagram that we're given, we have a circle that is shown to have a diameter. We can tell its diameter because it has the dotted line that goes from end to end. It doesn't stop midway. So we have a diameter of 48 meters. So step one, since we know that the diameter is 48 meters, that means that 48 divided by 2 will give us a radius of 24. Once we know the radius, we can plug that into the formula, and that would give us V equals 4/3 pi times 24 to the third power. Now we'll first try to get exact form, and to do that we ignore pi and we'll plug that in at the end of our equation, and we're going to multiply 4/3 times 24 to the third power. And the exact answer we're going to get is 18,432 pi meters cubed, cubic meters. We can then take this number that we still have in the calculator, times it by pi, and that's going to give us a full calculator display of 57905.83579. And remember, we're rounding to the nearest hundredths, so that's going to give us our rounded answer of the volume being approximately 57905.84 cubic meters. Now let's take a look at question number 5. A beach ball has a diameter of 14 inches. If the beach ball is fully inflated, about how many cubic inches of air will it hold? Well, I've created a sketch here to go along with the picture. And again, I made the dotted line go from end to end because in the problem it stated that it was the diameter that we were given. That's at 14 inches. So step 1, since we know the diameter is 14, 14 divided by 2 gives us a radius of 7. We then plug 7 into the formula. So we have V equals 4/3 pi, 7 to the third power. Now because this isn't asking for exact answer or rounded answer, it seems to me it would make more sense to give the rounded answer in this case. So we shall plug all of this information into the calculator. 4/3 pi times 7 to the third power. And that's going to give us a full calculator display of 1436.75504. So because of the type of answer we're looking for, it makes sense to round to the nearest one. And so in that point, 7 is going to bump that up, the 6 up to a 7. And so our rounded answer is going to be the volume is approximately 1,437 cubic inches. The last thing we need to do, because it is a word problem, is to put our answer in a sentence. The beach ball will hold approximately 1,437 cubic inches of air. The last problem we're going to look at tonight is problem number 6. And it says the smallest object in space that is spherical due to its own gravity is Mimas, one of the moons of Saturn. The radius of Mimas is approximately 200 kilometers. What is the approximate volume of the moon to the nearest million cubic kilometer? Well, we're dealing with a much larger object, but our formula doesn't change. And I made a quick diagram here. We know that we were given the radius, so I made my dotted line go halfway. And the radius is 200 kilometers. And we're going to plug that right into the formula. So that's going to give us V equals 4/3 pi times 200 to the third power. So you can well imagine this is going to give us a very large number. And again, I don't need to get the exact answer. My full calculator display is 33510,321.64. And the reason that I highlighted that yellow 3 is because we need to go to the nearest million cubic kilometer. The 3 is in the millions place. So we have to think about that 5 and what's that going to do to the 3. So obviously the 5 is strong enough that it's going to bump the 3 up to a 4, and that's going to give us 34 million. And we don't need to go any farther than that because we were told to round to the nearest million cubic kilometer. So the volume is approximately 34 million kilometers cubed, or cubic kilometers. And lastly, because it is a number or word problem, we have to put it in a sentence. So the volume of Mimas is approximately 34 million kilometers cubed. Please use the problems that were done for you tonight to help you to solve the additional problems that are on your homework. And remember, the key to success in math is not only working hard, but working smart.